What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're actually going to be doing something, it's automotive related but not so much Honda related. So this can be used for any type of car, truck, SUV application. And what we're going to do is put together a nice little battery box. One that the battery will not move side to side, up or down, either way. Saw it online last night, thought it was a cool idea, so we're going to go ahead and give it a shot. Thanks for tuning in. So we've got my son's battery, since this car's not running at the moment. We've got it here that we're going to use for our template, because the boxes that I'm going to be building, 2 of them are going to be for this size battery, and 1 is actually going to be for a BMW, so it'll be a little bit bigger. But I'm going to go ahead and use my son's battery as a template, since the first 2 I'm making anyways are going to be for this particular battery. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we're going to do is actually measure this battery and get us a rough idea of the size. We don't want it to be so tight that it's damn near impossible to get it in there, but we want it to be in there nice and snug. So this battery is right around 9 1/4. We'll just say 9 1/4. So we're going to make this box 9.5 wide by 5 deep. I think will be perfect. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut 1 plate out that is that size, and then I'll bring you guys back and let you know what the next step is. Alright, as you just seen, we got our bottom plate cut out. Now, we want to use a little bit thicker plate on the bottom to make sure we got a solid foundation for that battery to actually sit on and be supported by. And our other panels that we're getting ready to cut out and make, they're a little bit thinner than what the bottom is. You can use to fix it all the way around if you want to, and if you're trying to put as much weight in this area as possible, then use as thick as metal as you want to, but this is just what I'm going to use for these applications. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to have a plate that's going to come up about 3/4 of the way up the back here, along with 2 on the sides, and then we're going to have 1 in the front that is about 1/4 of the way up, and that's actually going to be a strap. There'll be a hole on each side, and that's how we'll bolt that strap to the actual box and hold the battery in place. The battery squared up. Oh yeah, this is gonna go right here, just like that. And then we're gonna have 1 on this side and 1 on that side, and then I'll show you what we're gonna do for the front as well. Like I've stated before, it's super important when you're welding on thin metal like this. Weld an inch, skip an inch, weld an inch. You don't want to get it too hot in one area because it will warp the metal. Alright, now we're going to get our little side pieces measured out here. Alright, we've got one side piece cut out. We'll set our battery up in here. Make sure everything still lines up. I'm super paranoid, so I check 30 times during a process versus once or twice, probably like a normal person does. Alright, let's get our side piece tacked up here, like so, and then we'll get her welded on the rest of the way. Side welded up there. Now we'll get our other side on and just keep pushing forward, boys and girls. Okay, ladies and germs, we've got our other side sitting up on there. It's tacked. We'll go ahead and run some beads around it. Then we'll be ready for our front piece. I'll set you down here so you can get a live action shot. Alright, we got 3 sides on. Now we're going to measure our 4th side, which is actually not going to get welded to this. It's going to have 2 holes in the end of it, and this is going to have 2 tabs, and that flange is going to go up against the front to hold the battery in, and we'll bolt to those 2 flanges in the front. So let's go ahead and get that front piece made and those 2 flanges, tabs. Now that we've got our front plate cut out, this will actually go up there like this, and then we're going to weld an ear on this side and this side, drill holes through this and that, and then this part will bolt onto that, which will hold your battery still. Got our ears cut out. Now we're going to get them welded on our sides here. Now that we got them ears welded on, we'll drill holes through those, and we'll drill holes through this as well. And that way we can go right to her, just like that. I actually think I might make this front piece a little longer, just so we can fit a little bit bigger bolts in. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut another piece like this that's about 1 inch longer, and we'll get our holes drilled. More progress, we're out here killing it, son. So we got our holes drilled in for our front plate. Now we still got to grind this front plate, make it smooth and nice and shit, but we got our holes in there. Lift this off. We got our spots marked for our holes to go in this. Just gonna get them holes drilled, see if she bolts up right. There you have it, folks. Now obviously on the back side of those, you'd put you a nut on both sides. So let's go ahead and see if our battery still fits. That's the moment of truth right there, buddy. If the fucking battery don't fit, then it ain't worth a damn, is it? Well, I'll be dead. I'll be dead. Alright, so now what we want to do is we got our nuts here. And we're going to weld our nuts to the back of these. That way you don't have to worry about fumbling with a nut and bolt every time. You just take your bolt and bolt your plate on. Go ahead and get them welded on there. through, because that makes it easier to hold our nut on the back without having to worry about keeping a hold of the damn thing. Plus we can ground it to that bolt. We can get these bolts out without fucking burning our hands off. Hotter than hell, son. Alright. Go ahead and go up like that. Stand her up. Get our battery. Got our battery in there. Bolts are hot, by the way. Take a bit longer. Huh? What do you think? So at this point, I was thinking I might be done, but was considering adding a piece to the top to kind of help hold the battery down inside as well. Since drifting, drag racing applications, there's a lot of back and forth, side to side, taking off, stopping quickly. We don't want to take any chances of that battery coming out of there. All right. After some revisions here, we got it figured out, boys. So what's going to happen now? This is our plate that bolts on. That way when this goes on, this holds it down and this holds it in. So, yes. And then we put our bolts in. Now, I bet she stays in there now. I bet she does. What I tell you, huh? She stays in there now. Bam. Now, that is going to be the end of it. We got it figured out. See, that's what it's about, man. You just got to try things, and if it don't work, improvise a little bit, modify it, make it work. So this is my DIY battery tray. Pretty simple. Took me about 45 minutes altogether. Roll that B-roll. Or should I say, cue that B-roll.